Hello everyone and welcome to the new episode of Tech Pizza, the video series, podcast and newsletter where we try to make tech more like pizza, easy to understand, democratic and fun. I'm back to my studio in Copenhagen. I hope you liked last week's episode from Palma. I don't know if this is better or if it's better to have that nice garden setup. Tell me what you think. Anyway, this week, the most important thing we're going to talk about is TikTok and why it may be banned from the United States, but also some other interesting news related to, number one, a fire sale from a crypto bank called BlockFi, and number two, a new paid plan from Snapchat, which is going to tell us something about the future of social media. Let's get started. Will TikTok be banned from the United States? If you remember, Donald Trump was obsessed with this. He had this idea that TikTok was a machine to get data from Americans and give it to the Chinese Communist Party. But now there are some interesting news. Because you see, TikTok has always said that Americans' data will never go to China and Chinese people will never be able to access Americans' data. But BuzzFeed managed to put their hands on 80 voice recordings of different meetings between TikTok employees. And apparently, TikTok was not 100% right. It seems like there's somebody in China called a master admin who has access to all data from US citizens in the US and can do whatever he wants with it. Some people in the US got pissed. One commissioner from the Federal Communication Commission said that TikTok is not just another video app. That's just the sheep's clothing. And he asked to Apple and Google to remove it from the App Store. The interesting thing is that this happened after TikTok launched Project Texas, which is a project to put all Americans' data in the US in a data center in Texas managed by an American company called Oracle. And I want to say a couple of considerations about this. The first one is that TikTok is a global company. They have employees everywhere in the world. So what's the problem? Is somebody in China, a data scientist, needs to calculate, let's say, the average minutes watched in the US. And to do that, he needs to access aggregated data about the United States citizens. That doesn't sound like a big deal. Second thing I want to say is, what kind of sensitive data does TikTok have? It has my age, my name, that could be sensitive. But then who cares about how many dog videos did I watch? No one. TikTok's data is very valuable from an advertising point of view, from an entertainment point of view, but it has no strategic value. So let me tell you why I think that this is important. You see, TikTok is not fundamentally different from Instagram. There's just one main difference. TikTok doesn't contribute to US GDP. When you use Instagram and Mark Zuckerberg makes money, the whole US economy, it's better off. When you switch from Instagram to TikTok, and Instagram is being kicked in the ass, by the way, from TikTok, then you're bringing money away from a US company, Meta, and you're giving it to a Chinese company. And obviously, the US doesn't like that. That's the same situation that Europe has been in for decades. Europe does not have a social media industry. Therefore, they want to regulate really hard social media because in that way, they bring power away from American companies. Now that there's a new player in town, which is Chinese, suddenly the US are interested in protecting data privacy. So if the US is going to ban TikTok, I think it's a really dumb idea and really hypocrite. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. There's been a fire sale of a crypto bank. Let me explain. BlockFi is basically a crypto bank. You can borrow US dollars from them if you have Bitcoin as a collateral. They have a credit card. They have all bank kind of stuff. Now, last year, they were valued at $4.8 billion. But now, since they're in deep trouble, they're about to sign an agreement with the cryptocurrency exchange FTX to be bought at a maximum price of $240 million. That's a 95% minimum discount. If you consider that BlockFi had raised so far $1.2 billion and it's being bought for $240 million, you can imagine how bad this is. Some investors lost a lot of money on the deal, yet the CEO of BlockFi made this announcement like if it was a huge win. What this makes me think is that BlockFi did not manage money properly. That's because all the assets that they have, all the money that they gave back, must be so worthless and so poor managed that it justifies a 95% discount. And if they don't take this deal, they're probably gonna go bankrupt and lose a lot of people's money. Snapchat introduced a new paid version of its service. It's called Snapchat Plus and it costs $3.99 a month. It's thought out for premium users, for people that spend a lot of time on the app, and it has some single player mode features. What does it mean? It means features that don't really change the dynamic of the app, but they make the life easier of people that use the app a lot. Some of these features are the ability of tagging other friends as best friends, a way to get more data about who has rewatched your stories, and then just a vanity feature, you can change the icon of the app on your phone. Here's what I'm thinking and why this is important. When Apple introduced iOS 14, it made it really hard for social media apps to get a bunch of data about us. And that meant that all these companies were suddenly not that effective in doing advertising, which means they started to make less money. So some of them had to find new ways to make revenue. Examples are Snapchat Plus, Tumblr Blaze, and Twitter Blue, all different systems to allow people to pay to get some extra features and make a little bit more money. But now the point is, all these features need to be compelling if that's the future of social media. If social media needs to move away from this data-grabbing, anti-privacy attitude and towards something where people are paying for the product, the features need to be worth something. And it seems like in this case, Snapchat has just created something that is a little bit useless. Thank you for watching this episode of Tech Pizza. If you haven't subscribed to the newsletter so that you can get more content on your inbox every week, then go on tech.pizza and subscribe. And if you find any value from this, share it with your friends. Sharing is caring. I'm gonna see you next week. Ciao!